Hey everyone, so I have an idea that I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway. Basically, I'm going to sow some snap peas. I have these right here from Johnny's Seed. The variety I'm going to plant is called Royal Snap 2, and what I like about these is that the leaves are green like normal, but the pot itself is actually a really deep purple, so it just looks really pretty in the garden. I grew these, I know for sure, in spring of 2021. I'm pretty sure I also grew them in fall of 2021. I did not plant them this spring. I don't really know why. So I am going to try to plant them again this fall. Now, the first year I grew them, I don't think I had a very good trellis system at all. I had a better one in the fall. What I'm going to try now is to grow them up my sunflowers that are in this raised bed right there. I'll show you what it looks like in just a second. Now, the sunflowers themselves do have a very small support system, but not as tall as the peas need to grow. But the sunflowers themselves are pretty tall. So I'm hoping I can utilize the sunflowers, especially as the petals themselves are starting to fall off. I'm probably going to remove the heads pretty soon. So I'm going to leave them in the bed and let the peas grow up them. Fingers crossed that works. So let me show you what the raised bed and the sunflowers look like right now. So behind the two pots of gomphrena, so the gomphrena is actually in pots on the ground here, I'm going to move those, is my shortest raised bed with how many sunflowers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 single stem sunflowers in there. You can see that a lot of them are already losing their petals. Some of them I can probably, again, remove the heads from. I'll come in closer so you can actually see my support system right now. So basically I have a pole on each side with twine kind of crisscrossed around each of the stems. I mean, it's done pretty well. We've had some strong winds and the sunflowers are still standing, but it's only maybe 1.5 feet off of the soil. There's also some nasturtiums I'm going to have to pull to make room for the peas here, but I'm hoping that the sunflowers themselves will work as a trellis. I might need to twine some more together, but we'll kind of see how that goes. I pulled the gomphrena out of the way, so I have space to actually get to the raised bed. So let me show you what's going on in it. I have decorative dahlia, nasturtiums, decorative dahlia, and the sunflowers. So I'm going to pull out all of the nasturtiums, and I'll just toss them on the ground. Pull out and pull out, and then just kind of smooth out that soil. So this is my first year growing nasturtiums, and it was fine. I mean, I pressed some of the flowers, I ate some of the leaves, but again, with the smaller space, I really have to love something to keep it in my garden, so I don't think I will be growing them again next year, but it's always nice to kind of see what you like and what you don't, and for me, at least now, I do reserve the right to change my mind. I don't think I'll be adding nasturtiums to my garden next year. Now with these peas, you actually place them pretty close together. You want to space about 1 inch apart and then bury the seed about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. So I always tend to go down to like where my first knuckle is and just poke a hole in the dirt. I'm not going to add any nutrients right now just because the raised bed is pretty full. I might, top with some compost or something like that, but I am going to add like liquid fertilizer once the seeds start to sprout. So I'm just going to go ahead and poke my finger down, placing the holes just about 1 inch apart. And I always do the holes first and then just drop the seeds in. Here's what the seeds look like. They're pretty large, just about pea size, if you will. So I'm just going to drop, I usually do 2 in a hole just in case there's any issues with germination. Of course, they're sticking to my finger as I try to put them in there. And now I just cover them back up with soil. So ideally, they will start to sprout, and then I will train them up on these stems. I just watered the seeds in as well with my hose, and I'm going to continue to do that until they start to sprout, because I have the drip emitters in that raised bed, which are very concentrated as far as where they drip, and I don't think I'll get the full coverage of the seeds that I need to get them to sprout. If I'm going to redo my entire drip system next year, which I think I'm leaning towards it, just reconfigure it all, I would prefer the Carpathian irrigation that's like the little fountains, I guess, of water where you can twist or untwist to get the range of spray larger, compared to a drip where, again, it's very concentrated. I think the Carpathian fountain sprayers, not at all the right term, but that's what I'm going with, will do a better job of covering the larger planters that I have that I'm planting multiple things in, whereas usually with a grow bag or a pot, there's one plant in it, so I can put the drip emitter right at the plant. So if I redo my drip next year, that's what I'm going to plan to do with it. I think that's going to be everything for today. I obviously can't show you how it does in this video, but I will definitely keep you updated, and I'm excited to have some sort of use for a plant. You know, once it's not flowering and looking pretty anymore, if I can turn it into a trellis for other plants, that would be fantastic. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.